Do you tend to overthink things? Perhaps you are not quite sure if you take this next step or if you should do this, or think about it for so long that you actually overthink it and don't do anything. Today I was at my favorite outdoor activity, my obstacle course, and there was a little girl behind me. She was about 9 or 10 and she was fast. She went bam, 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 and she caught up to me that she was on the same obstacle that I was, and it was starting to shake and everything. So I thought to myself, I'm just gonna let her pass by. And then I saw she was not thinking, she was just doing it. And hey, let's go over this and let's do it this way. And she was great. She faced her fear, or maybe she didn't even have any fear. But here's the thing, if you overthink something, that can create the fear. At the end of obstacle number 4, there is something we call the plank, where you actually click into a contraption that will lower you down. But you have to step first into air, into nothingness, right? In order then to sit in your harness and slowly being lowered down. But to take that step can be challenging because there's nothing that you can hold on to that gives you any resistance. You just have to take a step forward. And there was a girl today who was standing there and she couldn't get herself stepping out into air. And she started thinking, but how does that work? And then she was pulling, and of course there was no resistance, and she was clearly overthinking. And that actually elevated her anxiety and fear. And so I came finally to that point. And since I have done that, and I know how it feels when you stay there for a long time, because I used to overthink that particular step in the obstacle course. I knew obviously I would not fall because everybody else did it and everybody else survived, right? But there's still that unknowingness. And when you overthink it too much, you don't do it at all. And she was almost at that point. And then I said, how about I go before you and show you how easy it is? Because you cannot overthink it, you just have to do it. 1, 2, 3, go. And so I did it, I showed it, I was her role model in that respect. And I just did it. And when I was down, I said, you can do it too. Just don't overthink it. Just click yourself, your clickets, that's all we call it, in the contraption, in the little hooks, and then 1, 2, on 3, you step out. And I talked her through, and eventually she did. She hooked herself in, and we counted together, 1, 2, 3, and she took all her gumption and what she had to do it. And it went fine. So I saw those 2 examples today, especially young people, kids. They don't think too much. They just do it. They just try it out. And if they fail, of course, in this obstacle course, we are all on a harness, so nothing can happen to us. Of course, you don't want to fall a little bit or sit in your harness. You still want to do the obstacle course to your best ability. But when you don't overthink it, just do it and try it out and find your balance. Boom, it goes so quickly and the fear is not building up. See, that's the advantage of kids. They just do it. And of course they fail and they get back up and do it again and it's getting better. But sometimes as adults, we have the fear of failing. But there is no growth without failing. Right? So in some situations, you cannot overthink it. Same in business. I'm not saying don't think. I say don't overthink, right? As the Napoleon Hill said, most people or successful people they come to their decisions very quickly and change it very, very slowly. But those who are not as successful, they take a long time to make a decision, and they'll change their decisions more frequently. So with that said, is the successful people don't overthink. They think. Obviously you want that, but don't overthink. Sometimes we just have to go for it. And especially when you start a business, it can be scary. I know. I've started several businesses. And especially the first time that I started a business, I was just excited about it and just went for it. I didn't overthink. I just went for it. And did I make mistakes? You bet I did. But it led me to move forward more quickly. So here's my Monday mindset motivation. Just go for it. Don't overthink it. Just sometimes take a leap of faith. But make sure you made a smart decision. And if you cannot come to a decision at all, move away from it. Don't overthink it. Maybe come back later or start something or do something different. So I hope this motivated you not to overthink so much, but go for it. Okay, take your gumption, take your strength that you have, because you are powerful, you have strength in your own way, and then just do it.